Whether you got 10 years into the game or maybe just 10 hours, it's not hard to tell that Monster Hunter World is probably the most well put together game in the entire series. Now, throughout the many years, there's been many things that came in, many things that came out. We decided we're going to keep this, we're decided to take this out. You know, the ebb and flow of things, that's how games evolve. But in this particular video, today I'm going to tell you guys my top 5 favorite improvements or things that I think actually changed for the better in this particular game. Intro. It's over, so get to the thing. Coming in at number 5, we have the Slinger. Now this tool is wholly brand new, 100%. A versatile little gadget that allows you to swing from certain points in the game via wedge beetle, or even using wing drakes to actually go from location to location. On top of that, it can be used to fire various ammo types, ranging all the way from stones up to flash pods and basically everything in between, which is really dope because it's such a hugely and widely versatile weapon. You can shoot basically anything you get your hands on. You can find these materials or these ammos, if you will, out in the wild, or bring some with you. Like if you craft a flash pod at your base camp, put in your little slinger and shoot it, boom, monster gets flashed, no huss, no fuss. Very good, because the thing that makes this weapon or item or a tool, I guess you say, such a good item, tool, or weapon, whatever, is because it allows for freedom of mobility. Okay, before you would have to actually completely stop what you're doing and then throw the item. This isn't the case anymore. You can do this on the fly. You can jump off a cliff and shoot the flash pod. You can jump off a cliff and shoot a stone, activate your bombs from far away. You can do so many things with the Slinger, and it's all due in part to the fact that it frees up that mobility even more. Now, accessibility is a very touchy subject because a lot of Monster Hunter veterans will like to argue that this game is the easiest. In my opinion, it's not about what makes it hard or easy, it just makes it so that way people have fun with it. And this game, they added the Scout Fly so that way you can actually track monster a whole lot easier because the worlds and maps are a lot more traversed. On top of the Scout Flies, we also have newer quest types called Investigations, which actually net you way more materials than you would normally, because before you'd actually fight a monster, get X amount of materials. If you wanted more, you had to capture the monster. Well, with an investigation, you get more for free, and even sometimes even rare pieces, so that way you were trying to farm a gem, you can get that gem, you know, a lot easier. A second thing is the SOS flare, allowing you to actually go into a quest by yourself and have people join in on you mid-quest in case you couldn't actually find your room, or some people to help you right off the rip. So it's actually really cool. I'm a huge fan of it, actually. I actually like to use it whenever I'm grinding for much harder monsters who give me a lot of trouble when I try to solo it, and also because, you know, it's easier to do because you save a lot of time. Next, we're looking at probably the most important thing on this entire list, map design. Now, monster design is one thing, but maps is a whole totally different kettle of beans, and it's probably the coolest thing in the entire game. The game is so immersive, okay? Everything feels fluid. The environments are alive. You go into the desert area, and if the sand pit falls, boom, you fall down, whole new area to fight in. You know what I mean? It's just nuts. I mean, it's so dynamic. Everything is living and breathing. You have from literally to the ants on the ground to the weird things that fly in the sky in the Coral Vale. Everyone has a part, okay? Everything is just so interconnected. Me talking about it will do it no actual justice. You can literally go from sliding down slopes to going through caves to going into tree canopies to blowing up dams, so that way you can actually like have monsters. Well, not have monsters washed out. You know, it's crazy. It's so much. It's so dynamic, and this is by far the coolest thing that they've ever done for a Monster Hunter game, having the world so immersive, so alive, so dynamic. You can just keep adding these really cool words. I forgot what they call them adjectives, right? And people will love it, because, I mean, it is. Okay, so Turf Wars is something that I've been wanting for a very long time. For many years, you would play Monster Hunter, and then you're fighting X monster, and then Y monster shows up, and you're like, bro, I wish X and Y would fight so that way I ain't gotta worry about it too much. They would kind of nip at each other, but this is the first game where they actually say, you know what, my man, you were in my territory, let's throw down. And they would throw down. I mean, it's so cool, and especially if you're actually fighting X monster, and he's actually your mark for that quest. Yo, let Y monster come in and beat him up a little bit, get that free extra damage, and just end the quest a whole lot quicker. I mean, they do a lot of damage, especially if they lose. But the cool thing is, some monsters lose, some monsters win, and sometimes it ends in a draw. And honestly, the fact that they actually added this in the game adds to the whole living, breathing ecosystem I was just talking about on the previous point. And truth be told, there's no reason that they shouldn't continue adding these for more and more monsters, because some monsters don't even have Turf Wars. Some just kind of run away. So I want to say that if they keep adding these, it'll just be even cooler just to watch, because I mean, it's almost a spectator sport now. I mean, look at my man Joggers getting manhandled. And lastly, we have weapon mechanics or weapon upgrades, whatever you want to call a weapon, bro. Gals, Douglas the Gats, please feel me. You ain't, yeah, we already know. If you've played any of this game, if you've been an old head monster and play like myself, you already know your weapon feels glossy. It is buttery. All weapons in this game are buttery. There's been improvements all the way up and down for every single weapon in the game. Like more notably, you would just remember that we had arts in like the older games, like Generation and stuff, and that was kind of cool. That was the only real big change. But this time they actually added some of that cool stuff into the raw weapon as is. I mean, the gun lance is probably the most flashy weapon out there right now because it used to be very, very boring. But I couldn't sit down and just think to myself, yo, which weapon is the coolest now? Because they are all very cool. I mean, lance is still kind of plain, but then again, the lance is actually very, very versatile now, because the problem with the lens was its mobility. Now we can hop forward and backwards, side, and have a new thrusting poke too. I mean, it's crazy. So any weapon you ever played with before, it has had many changes added to it, and almost all of them are for the better. Okay, so the fact that all the weapons have been upgraded to the point to where they're all kinda OP is probably the best thing I've probably ever done to this entire game, bar none. Because when your weapon feels OP, you're a very, very happy hunter, and if you're happy hunting, you're having a great time. So the game just seems better. You know, bro, when I first got the game, I was like, yo, lance is OP, cuz, yo, gun lance is OP, cuz. Everything I was using was OP because it just felt that way. They made all the weapons feel good. I mean, probably one of the largest changes in the entire game was bow guns being able to move and shoot at the same time. Because when you really think about it, for the long time I've been playing Monster Hunter, that's big. That's like really big. But anyway, guys, that's just, you know, my stuff. You know, this is what I think is the best. If you think something different, yo, let me know what you think in the comment section. If you want to see more of these, let me know again also in the comment section. Until then, I'm gonna holla at your boy. Well, holla at your boy rather. Take care.